say. And Mataji will enlighten us Srimad Bhagvatam, 7th canto, 14th chapter, verse number 18 and onwards. So, Hare Krishna Mataji, if you are ready, please take over the call now.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, all the devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurus. Thank you, everybody, for giving the opportunity to serve all the devotees. And please forgive my offenses that I will commit. So let's read Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 14. And we are reading, the chapter is very, very nice. The chapter is Ideal Family Life. So this is very nice topic. So and text 18. So we will be reading. So we will start with Mangalacharan. Om Ajnantimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savaduitam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhantamascha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakaltarubhascha Kripa Sindhuveva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine, Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Dharini. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 14, Text 18. Tasmad Brahman Deveshu Mrityadishu Yatha Artharahata Testeha Kamir Yajeshvenam Kshetragya Brahmanau Anu. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Therefore, my dear king, first offer prasad unto the Brahmanas and the demigods, and after sumptuously feeding them, you may distribute prasad to other living entities according to your ability. In this way, you will be able to worship all living entities, or in other words, the supreme living entity within every living entity. Purport. To distribute prasad to all living entities, the process is that we must first offer prasad to the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas, for the demigods are represented by the Brahmanas. In this way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in everyone's heart, will be worshipped. This is the Vedic system of offering prasad. Whenever there is ceremony for distribution of prasad, the prasadam is offered first to the Brahmanas, then to the children and old men, then to the women, and then to the animals like dogs and other domestic animals. When it is said that Narayan, the Supreme Being, is situated in everyone's heart, this does not mean that everyone has become Narayan or that a particular poor man has become Narayan. Such a conclusion is rejected here. Hare Krishna, everybody. So we are reading purport and translation by Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada makes everything so clear. So in this verse, we all know like the discussion is going on between Naradji and our Yudhishthir Maharaj. So Narad Muni is giving instruction to Yudhishthir Maharaj, and this particular shloka, so he is describing like what is how the Grasta ashram is very very responsible ashram, and in that ashram like what is the Grasta must do. So in this shloka he is describing very nicely like how in the translation he is describing Narmuni is telling to Yudhishthira Maharaj that how the the what is the duty of a grasta, like when he's doing any kind of ceremony or something. So even at the home also like prasadam, how should he should act for the prasadam, like he can offer prasadam to the brahmanas and the demigods and then feed the prasadam to other living entities. So this is his responsibility as a grasta. Like grasta ashram is such a nice ashram. In that ashram the responsibility of the grasta is they should, that is the only ashram where they have the earning opportunity, and the main thing is that they are not feeding their own family member. It's their responsibility, they can feed the others also. Like we have the four ashram: brahmacharya, grasta, vanprastha, and sannyas. So grastas are very important. Why? Because they are the only earner, and they have to help the, those are the in the brahmachari ashram, and those are in the, then they have to save for some money for the one person, and they have to give money to the Lakshmi ji to the, those are in the sannyas ashram also, they have to support them. So that's their responsibility. So here like Narad Muni is giving instruction in throughout this chapter, he is giving very nice instruction to like Yudhishthir Maharaj, like how he can be a best householder. Like this is the Narad Muni is giving advice to the, not to the Yudhishthir Maharaj, but he is giving advice to every grastas. So like how they can make their life in a such a way that they can help the other three ashram also. So here we can see like how he is describing very nicely to like Yudhishthir Maharaj, that he is describing like how they can, that whatever we are earning, we are doing, and we have to give to others also. We have to share whatever we are getting. That in that he described very nicely like how he can distribute prasadam to other living entities according to the ability. So this is very important. According to your ability, like we have, somebody is not very very rich, somebody is middle, somebody's just bare necessity. Then also like we have in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is nice example of Kola Vechar Sridhar. Like he was such a nice devotee of the Lord. Like Mahaprabhu always go in his shop and always bargain with him. And he just and what is the business of that person was like he was selling the he makes the uh, cups with the banana leaves, and he sell them in the market, and whatever money they have he get, like he use half of the money to worship Mother Ganges. And Mahaprabhu usually go his shop and always bargain with him, like why you are charging too much, you have to charge less. So this is such a nice sweet loving exchange between the Lord and the devotee. So this it shows like how the devotees are like they always like to give because they know nothing is belong to them. And this is like here Narad Muni is teaching to every through Yudhishthira Maharaj, he is teaching to all the grastas, like it's very important they should distribute prasadam, and this in this way he the grasta is able to worship all the living entity. And because why? Because the living entities has they have the Lord in their heart. So through giving them prasadam, he is worshipping the all the living entities. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explained very nicely like how the distribution of prasadam is to all living entities. And this process, and the process is that we must offer first prasadam to the brahmanas and the vaishnavas. So this is the very nice, like Prabhupada teaches us like very nicely, like how when we make anything, we first offer to the Lord, and then we can distribute prasadam. So we also here in Knoxville we distribute prasadam to the homeless people, and we saw so many times even everybody got so much happiness when we cook together, and it's not, cooking means it's not for a uh, just for sense gratification. It's cooking for the Lord, and when we cook for the Lord, and after offering to the Lord, when we distribute the prasadam, everybody gets so much like blessings and happiness, because when they take prasadam, it's mercy, Krishna's mercy. Prasadam is no other than the mercy of the Lord, and it's not for this body, it stays with the next body also. Like we have so many pastimes where if somebody get prasadam, how they can, it can help them in their next life also. And then here Prabhupada is explaining very nicely, like prasadam should first offer to the first offering to Krishna, and then to the demigods and the brahmanas. And because like brahmanas, Krishna said like he eats through the mouth of brahmanas. So it's very important. We should offer food to the first to the Lord, and then as prasadam to the brahmanas and the demigods. And they are the like brahmanas and the demigods. They are the representative of Krishna. So this is very nice. And then Prabhupada explained very nicely, like in this way, we can we can worship the Lord in the heart of every living entities. When we feed prasadam, everybody get blessing, Krishna's blessings. So this is very nice. And then he said, Prabhupada described very nicely, like whenever there is ceremony for distribution of prasadam, and then in any ceremony, like we all know in our society, like ISKCON society, we are very famous for prasadam. Like yesterday, I was talking to somebody, one of our that lady. She comes for mostly every time when we cook food for the homeless people. And when I was telling her, she was telling me like about prasadam. Then she was telling me like I remember like Prabhupada, she heard from somewhere like how Prabhupada always he always make gulab jamuns, and he kept them like when Prabhupada came to US. That time he don't know anybody, and he kept those gulab jamuns in a bowl so that anybody wants to eat, they can come and eat. And this is the ISKCONs, like we have this nice weapon, like if we want to, sometimes people are in a lower mood, they cannot understand the philosophy, but we can attract them through the prasadam. So it's a silent weapon. Like prasadam is such a nice weapon. By giving prasadam, anybody can be attractive. And we saw like many times when we were cooking in the shelter, like before COVID, like people they always come to us, like they said like we were making sweet, and they always ask us, can you fill this bowl? I will keep it, and whole day I will eat. So this is the like and when we cook, we don't put any spices, anything, just with the salt. It tastes so good because it's offered to the Lord. And same food when we make for ourselves, it never tastes like that. And when we cook for the Krishna, and when we distribute the food, it automatically Krishna put all the taste, everything in that. There may be something little less or high, but Krishna always make everything in a nice balance way. So prasadam distribution is very important, and Prabhupada is explaining like we in any ceremony, like we have Janmashtami, God Purnima, now we are celebrating Ram Navami, and before that we were celebrating Nityanand Tiradashi. Whenever we do any ceremony, we never end up anything without prasadam. We always have prasadam. This is the qualification of our ISKCON. Like so many times people they ask like in your ISKCON we had that nice khichdi, and that khichdi like we had never ever had that such a tasty khichdi. And it's nothing. Khichdi is rice and dal and veggies. But when we make for the Lord, the taste automatically comes. And one time I was hearing one of senior devotees, he was describing very nicely like when the two things are very, very important in our house. When we, if we have deities or picture anything in our house, it's very important. Our sadhana, when we do a good sadhana, then our deities are very happy. Like if we do morning arti, evening arti, chanting in front of the Lord, then He put all the taste in the food. So we feel like in our devotees' house, the food is so tasty. Like we all can, and we in our devotee community, we don't use too much spices and all also, but still because the devotees, they offer the food with so much love and devotion to the Lord. That's the qualification. The Krishna said, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Pranashati Tadham Bhaktya Upatam Ashnami Pratadmana. So two time it came bhakti. So bhakt and bhakti, these are the two words that's very important. When we offer when we offer food to the Lord, so two things are very important, like how much devotion we have. It's not like it's a ritual, like just we go and put in front of the Lord and then we take away. No, it's like Krishna take, like with the, when we chant the mantra, the Krishna gives us the power, he gives the energy. And when we offer to the Lord, the deities eat, they eat, we cannot see, but they have transcendental, like Brahmaji said, Angan yasya sakalen dirvirtimanti. So with the, his, one part of his body can work for the other part. Like with the Krishna can eat with the eyes, he can walk with the hands, he can do anything. So that's why, like, how we can accept this authority, like Krishna can do like that. We have the authority of Brahmaji, who is the first living entity. When we read in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the first canto, it describes very nicely, like when Brahma was born out of the navel of the Lord. So that time he was so perplexed. He was not able to, from where he came. So he was very confused. And that time, like he heard the word tapa. Tapa means like penance. So he did penance for long year, and finally, after his after the long time of penance, he was able to see the Lord's abode, Vaikuntha Dham, and the top of that is Golok Vrindavan Dham. And after looking all those, then he start praying. That Brahm Sarita is his prayers, and in those prayers he described the whole Vaikuntha Dham, like how the, and he describing all the demigods and where how they are situated. So in the Brahm Samhita it has everything. So from that we can learn that shloka, like Angani yasya sakalendi vritti manti pashyanti panti kalyanti. So that shloka is so important. It describes like how the Lord can work with any of his body part. So that shows, like when we offer to the Lord food to the Lord, he can eat with the ear and the eyes. With the ear he can hear the mantra how we are chanting, and with the eyes he can see, like with the seeing also he can eat. And the Lord is, sometime in the material world we think like how we eat with the hands, and the food is finished in the plate. But the same thing cannot go with the Lord. The Lord can eat without even, with only just seeing only. He don't need to eat like us. We think like ourselves, but as we grow more and more spiritually, then we can understand all those things. Because what we need many things for that. We need our realization, we need the association of devotees, we need the books. So by these three aspects, like when we have, then we are mature and we can understand those things, like Krishna is eating, because we can feel, like for me, like sometime I make in the kitchen when I cook. So if I suppose if I forget salt, immediately before offering, I don't know, somehow it happened many time, I realized that it came to my mind, today I feel I forget to put salt in the food. So immediately I put. So this is, it happened many times with me. So when we make from the heart, and when we have, it's not like we can just chant Mahamantra like one time and keep in the plate in front of the Lord. We don't do any dandvat or anything. No, when we offer, our mood should be, oh, like we have God Nitai or Radha Krishna or Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, any deities, we offer to the Lord and we can pray, please Krishna, please Krishna, accept this food. I made this food for you. Please eat it. And when we have that this strong desire in our, Krishna comes. That's why Krishna's name is Bhakta Vatsal. He is very kind to his Vatsa means Bhakta Vatsal means Bhakt means devotee. Bhakt and Vats means like calf. Like we have nice example of cows. Like cow, they love their calf so much. Like we saw so many times. Like if we go near to the calf, and if cow is little far, she immediately run and come near to the calf for the protection. So same thing. Krishna is also very much kind, protective for his devotee. So Krishna, when we offer food to the Lord with love and devotion, Krishna immediately he comes to it. And we have no so many times nice pastimes of the Lord, where the Lord appeared. Like we have nice like pastimes of very nice pastime of like that Madhvinder Puri's pastimes, where Madhvinder Puri, who was such a pure devotee of the Lord, in that past time Madhvendra Puri, when he was going to take sandal from the Orissa, so that time he went to our Khirchor Gopinath temple. So before that temple was known as Gopinath temple. So when like Madhvendra Puri, who was no other than the like we all know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master was Ishwar Puri, and Ishwar Puri's spiritual master was Madhvendra Puri. So Madhvendra Puri, he was such a pure devotee, like he had that bhav, like when he was, the Lord came in his dream and told him like, I'm feeling cold, and he went like Orissa to take the chandan, like sandalwood. So in that, on the way when he was going, there is nice temple, Gopinath temple in Ramuna. So it's like if we go to Bhubaneswar, from Bhubaneswar, like it takes whole day, like coming and going. It's little far. We went one time there, and the deity is very beautiful. Like the deity is carved by Lord Ramchandra. So in that Gopinath temple, so he when he was going, he stayed for few days, because that time there was no anything train or flight or anything. He was just going by walk, and there when he stayed there in the temple, so the Gopinath temple is very famous for the sweet rice. So because there is that Amrit Kheer they offer to the Lord. So it's so nectarian, that sweet rice is so tasty. So when they were supposed to offer to the Lord that sweet rice, so Madhvinder Puri, he was thinking, if I can have this sweet rice, I will make this sweet rice for my Gopalji. So so that time, like when he was thinking like that, immediately, but and after that thought came in his mind, he was thinking so bad, like why I was thinking like that, because the food is not yet offered to the Lord. So he left that place. So and he went somewhere. So in that night, when the pujari in the temple, when he offered the food, kheer, sweet rice to the Lord, so immediately then they offer many pots, small pots to the Lord. And then one pot the Lord kept behind the curtain for Madhvendra Puri. And then in the night, the Lord appeared in the dream of that pujari, and he told like, my devotee Madhvendra Puri was here. I kept this sweet rice for him, so you can find out him and give him this sweet rice. And when the pujari he went to the market, he was asking, where is Madhvendra Puri? He was announcing everywhere. That time when Madhvendra Puri heard this, he was feeling so bad, like so everybody was giving so respect to him, because when they came to know the Lord uh, hide kheer for it means he is not some ordinary living entity. He's some special kind of devotee. So that time, so Madhvinder Puri immediately he he just left that place. This is the qualification of devotee. They never like to be glorified anywhere. This is their qualifications. So he was feeling so bad. So this shows like how the Krishna is very kind for his devotees. And devotees, they always feel so bad, like Madhvinder Puri, he don't have that desire to for his satisfaction of his own tongue. he always that desire is for his deities for whom he is bringing the that chandan. So that time, but the but he was feeling so bad, like why I'm thinking like that. And Krishna is so kind on the top of the Lord. He's very very kind because he know what's our intention is. When we make the food, it's very very important we should offer to the Lord first without seeing anybody. So we should offer the food to the Lord, and then we all can take as a prasadam. So this is very very important nice process, because like when we offer food to the Lord, then it becomes prasadam, and it gives us austerity also. Like in the outside world, people they cook and they eat also in middle, so that lose all their purity. So because the food is also contaminated, there is no cleanliness. When we cook and eat, it's not good. So but it gives austerity. Kali Yuga, we are in Kali Yuga. This is a big austerity. When we cook, we should not eat. We offer first to the Lord, and then we take as a prasadam. So that's why Prabhupada is explaining here, like whenever there is ceremony for distribution of prasadam, the prasadam is offered first to the brahmanas, then to the children and old men, then to the women, and then to animals like dogs and other domestic animals. So Prabhupada is explaining so nicely, like prasadam, how we can distribute prasadam. So this is the like in the material world, people thinking so like let's give food to the birds so that they can have good karma. But devotees, how what's their thinking? Let's give them prasadam so that they can be free from this body, and they get a nice good body in the next life. So devotees has, they are not thinking about their own, like in the materialistic way of life thinking, like how I can get benefit. But in devotees thinking, like how others can benefit. This is the devotees attitude, and we can compare it very nicely like devotees. That's why devotees are called paradukha dukhi, because they know, like in the animal body the birds are suffering. They eat any kind of things, any worms or anything, so it means their bodies are not good, and they can get good bodies. So that's why they like to give them also prashadam. So this is very nice because they want to give benefit to everybody. When we make something for the Lord, like whosoever, like if somebody cook, if somebody donate, if somebody eats, and if somebody distribute, everybody get benefit. This is very nice. Like when we make food and offer food to the Lord, and we give everybody as prasadam, so everybody get benefit. There is no loss at all. And then Prabhupada explained very nicely. So Prabhupada said, when it is said that Narayan, the Supreme Being, is situated in everyone's heart, this does not mean that everyone has become Narayan, or that a particular poor man has become Narayan. So this is like in the Bhagavatam, we read this many, many times. Prabhupada wants to clear out each and everything. It's not like people can misinterpret. So Prabhupada is explaining very nicely like how we cannot think like if we are feeding the poor people, if we are feeding the any animals or homeless people, it means they are Narayan. No, Prabhupada is saying like in India, like people have this philosophy like the Daridra Narayan. If we are feeding the homeless somebody or poor person, so it means that person is Narayan. No, Prabhupada said Narayan is situating in their hearts. So if we are doing namaskar or pranam to somebody, we are doing the living entity, but the Supreme Lord who is situated in the heart. It's not mean that that person is become the Narayan. No, that is not true. So Prabhupada is clearing here that that particular like this is not right philosophy. So it's because the living entity and Narayan, they are the different personality. Living entity are the minute, and the Supreme Lord is Narayan. He is the supreme living entity. And so then Prabhupada said this such a conclusion is rejected. So he said this conclusion should be rejected because the Supreme Lord is different than the ordinary living entities. Like and here Prabhupada is explaining many, many times about Prasadam and the Brahmanas, Vaishnavas. So this is so important, like we all can see here in the whole purport. Prabhupada is explaining again and again, like it's so, like we can distribute prasadam and our philosophy should be very, very clear. So this is all, maybe we can start reading next verse also. So text 19. Kuryadapraprakashiyam Masi pade dvija Shradham pitror yatha vittam Tad bandhunam cha vittavan. Translation. A Brahman who is sufficiently rich must offer oblation to the forefather during the dark moon fortnight to the later part of the month of Bhadra. Similarly, he should offer oblation to the relatives of the forefather during the Mahalaya ceremony in the month of Ashwin. So here Prabhupada is explaining about the Brahmanas. So how they can do all these ceremonies, and he should offer oblation to the relative of the forefather during the Mahalaya ceremony in the month of Ashwin. So we can see here, like Prabhupada is describing about the Brahmanas, and in the all this chapter, like we all can see, like there are like different varnas and ashram describe of this chapter, like how the what is the duty of each and every ashram and what is the duty of each and every varnas. So they are, we all know, like they are different varnas and different responsibilities. So we all know there are different varnas are like, those are the brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya and shudras. So every varna has different responsibilities. The brahmanas has responsibility of reading the shastras, and brahmanas are such a nice, and like they are the mouth of the Lord, because the mouth the Lord take through the mouth of brahmanas, and the shastras they comes from the mouth of brahmanas. So that's why brahmana community is very, very important. And like we all can see throughout the chapter, like Narad Muni is describing the responsibility and activities of the different ashramas. And in the previous chapter also, like how the grasta should act, it describes. So thank you very much, everybody. So we will stop here. If anybody has any questions, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for this very much for this wonderful class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for the wonderful class, Mataji. My question is, even though, we don't want to think of Brahmanas as Krishna, but we also know that Krishna eats through the mouths of the Brahmanas. So can we, when we serve them, can we think that we are serving the Lord?
Actually, Prabhu, it depends on, like Brahmana is like, like sometime we are all from India. So we have this nice experience. Like I'm from North India, South India, maybe the Brahmanas are far better than North India. Like sometime in North India, even the Brahmanas, they keep cats and dog, they smoke. So we all can understand what kind of brahmanas they are. They are not like, even though they are in the temple, but if they are not following the rules and regulations, how we can expect something good from them? But real brahmana means like those are the like nice, they they uh, they they follow all the scriptures, and their life is like that. Brahmana means, like the main thing is very, very important for that is like what kind of brahman is that person whom we are inviting for the food or anything. Because the brahmana is by name, brahmana is, like if somebody by name brahman, we mm, cannot make anybody qualified to feed. Like we should always think, like in our ISKCON devotees, like they follow all the rules and regulations, and they are, that's why like the difference we should decide Like even in the Brahmanas is also, like we all know, like after coming here, people, even though we met many families, they are from nice families, Brahmana families, South Indian family even, and after coming here they start eating outside and everything. So this is like they lost their valuable gift. So like Krishna eats through the mouth of Brahmanas, that is for sure. But what kind of Brahmanas like that person is, that matters, Pro. Yeah, is it clear, Pro?
Yes, Mataji, thank you very much for
Hare-
making sure we distinguish between real
yeah,
Brahmana and bogus. Thank you.
yes, Pro. Thank you, Pro, for the nice question. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Thank you so much for this nectar class. And you explained so nicely about Grihastha life. And yesterday we got translation of the Ramakrishna Maharaj because he was traveling. So immediately I asked, you have accepted our request to give the class on 11 short notice. So, but explained very nicely. And Mataji, like as you said, like Akshay Tritiya, on Akshay Tritiya day, we give bhojan to Brahmanas, like for
Mhm.
forefathers.
Mhm.
Like we do that ceremony, right? But
Yes,
uh,
yes, yes, Madhuri.
so as you said, we should look for not a by born birth Brahmana, but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
person who is following everything scriptures, but he like Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he's devotee,
Mhm.
like, but he's
Yeah,
not Brahman by birth, so we can honor them, right,
yes,
Mataji?
yes, yes,
That should
yes,
be our
Madhuri.
choice, right?
Yeah. Krishna said, Chaturvarmaya Shishtam Guna Karma Vibhagsha. He is not saying by birth, Janma Karma Vibhagsha. He said Guna Karma. Guna means qualification. Karma means action, what kind of action he is performing. So that matters. It's not like Janma Karma Vibhagsha. He is saying Guna Karma. So main thing is that is very, very important. Like we should, when we see anybody as a Brahman, so what kind of activity that person is doing. And even in that also we all know, like so many times, even the Brahmanas, they have knowledge, but that is only Karam Kandiya Brahman. They do only fruitive activities. They give you any kind of suggestion for your, like, how you can be improved in your material way of life, not a spiritual way of life. So that also we should decide, like, not by birth. Even when Prabhupada gave initiation to these American devotees, that time even in India, Prabhupada faced so much trouble because of that, like because they were not by birth Brahmanas, and the caste Brahmanas in India, they were fighting with Prabhupada, like they are not the real Brahmana. Prabhupada said, like, but they are the real Brahmanas because they follow everything. They chant Mahamantra, they chant Gayatri, they do deity worship, so they don't eat any meat or anything. So it's not like we have nice example in the Bhagavatam, Ashwadhama, even though he was the son of a Brahman, how he killed the son of that Draupadi. So he lost all the mercy in the heart. The Brahmana should have mercy in the heart. So that's why Brahmana class is so important. Even the Kshatriya kings, how they are so powerful, because they follow the advice of the Brahmanas. And Brahmanas are very powerful. They, because they follow all the rules and regulations in the Shastra. Yes, thank you, Madhu. Is it correct, Mataji? Is it right?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, yes. Very, very nice answer, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Addition.
So, Hare Krishna Mataji, so all the Pandavas were Khatris, right?
Yes, Mataji, they are Kshatriyas.
The Pandavas. So they were eating non-veg?
I don't think so, Mataji. But they are like Kshatriyas. They need that energy, that power. But for that they may be, but they are not like they don't eat meat or anything. Is it, Mataji? What do you think?
You're asking me,
Yes,
Mataji?
Mataji. Yeah, I heard like Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj also was a Kshatriya, but he didn't had meat. He was a pure vegetarian.
Yeah, vegetarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes like they don't need to eat that. It's not by eating, it's like by the thinking also, like how they can serve. Like Yudhishthir Maharaj, he's such a pure devotee, like for the sake of the Lord, they can do anything. The Lord is always there to protect them. Yeah. And even like in the four ashram, like four varnas, kshatriya, brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya and shudra. So that in the four ashram also, like how what kind of prescribed duty we are doing, we are keeping Krishna in the center. That is very important. If somebody is shudra, but he also need to keep Krishna in each and every activities. So in any varna or ashram we have to keep in our mind that Krishna should be in the center. That is very important.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. So, whoever is thinking about power associated with meat, I think we are in 2025, and in America, till today, all the power is measured by horsepower. In car, aeroplanes, anywhere in measured in horsepower, and horse is vegetarian.
So what do you mean, Prabhu? What do you mean for that?
Means it's not necessary to be having meat to bring the power,
Yes, Prabhu.
That's my point, all the elephants, all the big animals, those do
They
a
are
lot
all
of
vegetarian.
hard work. They're all vegetarian.
Yes.
Bull power, in the Houston, Texas, you go, there's just so much bulls over there, all the vegetarians.
Yes, Prabhu. And Prabhupada said very nice thing. Even the monkeys are also vegetarian. But on the top of vegetarian is like whatever we eat, we first offer to the Lord. And it becomes so purifying because it's not for our sense gratification, it's for Krishna's senses. And when we offer to the Lord, and then everybody can take prasadam. So each and every pages of Prabhupada books, he always emphasized so much. Even the outsiders, so many times they think like we are like, what is the importance of offering? Just you can offer with your mind whatever you cook. But no, Prabhupada said no. And it's maybe like in the beginning, it just may feel like it's not that important. But as we do it regular way, then we feel so much importance for this. Like when we cook anything, we put in a plate and offer to the Lord, whatever we cook. And we should always keep in our mind, whatever Krishna eat, I will cook that only. Krishna said, Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam. I will make everything with those things, not anything else. Yes. And that makes our body very, very strong. We don't need any other diet. Yeah. Nice. Thank you, Bro.
So one question I have, you bring so many books references like Brahm Samhita, and you quote all the slokas and all. I mean, how many books you read it, and how many books so much knowledge, just amazing.
Nothing, Prabhu, just by hearing other devotees and just memorizing with the kids some shlokas and ourselves also. Not my knowledge is nothing, Prabhu. Like devotees, they memorize so many things. So it's always like if we memorize, it makes our memory more and more sharp and strong, Prabhu. It's good.
Yesterday in the Potomac Temple, we heard Mahendra Prabhu, and his knowledge was like amazing. I was wondering how much his guru's knowledge and his guru's knowledge. Just when this Shishya Chela is so much knowledgeable, it's make me wonder,
Yeah, bro. Amrindra, bro, he knows so many things, so many scriptures. So it's always nice, bro. Like Krishna gives us this memory. How we are using that depends, bro. If we are not using for Krishna, then we are using for something else. That's good. Like we can make our brain very simple and plain, and we can try to read more and chant more. Then we get Krishna's special mercy. With the mercy, then Krishna gives us more and more environments. So Prabhu is using all his energy in a positive way. So Krishna is also giving him more and more energy. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, one question regarding like birth versus practice. So respect people who have both more than who are practicing, because if we take the life of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, he had gone through all the samskaras, born in a Brahmin family. He did so many austerities of 3 lakh names of the Lord for many years, and then we have devotees who were meat eaters, and then they became. So should we distinguish, or should we treat them the same? Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
The main thing is like what they are doing now, Prabhu. That depends. If they left everything and they are practicing Krishna consciousness 100%, then they are also very, very respectable for us. Like all the Prabhupada disciple, like we have one disciple, he used to come to our house many times. So, and he was telling us like he was a strong meat eater before joining to Krishna consciousness. And now we can see him like whenever somebody meet him, so they become so joyful. So how they are practicing their life, like we heard and read about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj so many times in the books and from other devotees. But like they are that teaching is with us, and they are like all the proper disciples. They are our present acharyas. With them, we learn like real life, like how somebody changed after reading Prabhupada books so nicely. They are the perfect example. We need both. We like in the Bhagavatam, there is Nityam Bhagavatam Sevya. Bhagavatam means person Bhagavatam and book Bhagavatam. Those like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, Bhakti Vinod Thakur ji, they are our acharyas. They are from the book. But the current acharyas are the current disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Like maybe they have little bit weakness, but how they have so much dedication for Prabhupada. We always aspire for that. Like we all can also have that much kind of dedication for our spiritual master. That is very, very important. Is it clear, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. Yes. Uh, yes, we definitely need to respect and even take initiations. Um, but the samskaras, like the Garbhodan samskara, Upanayana, those who have gone through that, are they at a higher plane or no?
So Prabhu, like if you read like there is that book, our Nectar of Devotion, Prabhu. In Nectar of Devotion, there is very nicely described. Even we read that our that our that varnas and ashram, Prabhu, they are very important in Krishna consciousness. But like in a transcendental plane, when we are in prema, so that time even that also don't matter, like how the purity is matter, like the garbhadan sanskar and all, they are basic necessity, like we know. But sometime like it's depend on our previous karma, so like we already passed through that stage in the previous life, then we get immediately, like one time Niranjan Maharaj, he was giving initiation to the young devotees. And Maharaj was giving very nice example. He said like, so Maharaj said very nicely like some devotees, he said like many devotees, they came to me and they were asking like, Maharaj, like so you went through all those things, like the hippie culture, and after that you accepted Krishna consciousness. For us, like we are just doing this Krishna consciousness only, we didn't had that. So Maharaj gave very nicely answer. He said, maybe you had in the previous life, you did all those, that's why you are so mature that Krishna gave you this life, like where you are in a Krishna conscious atmosphere. So this is like we try to do all the ceremonies, Garamdan ceremony and everything Prabhupada mentioned in the Bhagavatam. But somehow if we are not able to do, at least we can chant nicely, move our rounds whenever we plan for the children or something. Now also like we, unless and until the living entity reach to Krishna, we have still that opportunity. We can use our time and do more and more service to the Lord. And maybe Mataji can add more. Shyama Rasika Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Now Mataji, you explained so nicely, Mataji. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody has any question or comment? Okay, we can end up the call here. Vanchakalpatarvesya
Thank you, Mataji.
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। नमाचार्य श्रीलदास ठाकुर की जय। श्री की जय। क्षमा किशोर माता जी की जय। थैंक यू सो मच माता जी। हरे कृष्णा।
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Hare